Howdy folks, Old Eye Nick's here for the Old Eye's Pet Corner. About a week ago we started a campaign. One subscriber, one bone. We got 9 bones, 9 subscribers last week. You'll notice Nick's on the intro, and next week we'll find out how many subscribers we got, and we'll have Scooby.
It's a beautiful morning in the neighborhood. Okay, Nix, go to the bathroom. And off he goes, racing through the neighborhood until he finds the perfect spot.
Welcome to Yoldai's Pet Corner.
If animals had a most likely to start a fight they absolutely cannot win award, the honey badger would win it every single year. Rapid montage. A badger squares up to a lion, chases off jackals, tears into a beehive, and stares down a puff adder. No roar, no flex, just forward. The music tightens, the camera handheld and gritty across the African savanna. It doesn't hesitate, it doesn't blink. It attacks venomous snakes, steals from lions, charges predators 10 times its size, and walks away. Extreme close-ups, claws made for excavation, shovel teeth, a thick flexible neck like armor, that bristled dorsal stripe raised like a warning. Slow motion, a larger predator faints, the badger just keeps coming. Dust, breath, sun-bleached grass, pure attitude. So here's the real question: fearless, or built by science to survive what others can't? Today we dive into the biology, behavior, and design of a misunderstood African animal. What is a honey badger? Mellivora capensis is a mustelid, kin to weasels, otters, and wolverines, with a reputation it has earned. Stocky, low to the ground, claws built for digging, an opportunist built for trouble and tough terrain. Range: sub-Saharan Africa, parts of the Middle East, and into India. They occupy deserts, savannas, forests, and scrubland, wherever prey, roots, or carrion can be found. Requirements are low: little water, little shelter, just space and a challenge. Next, how this rugged omnivore defends itself, from stings and bites to snake venom. The body armor: a loose rubbery hide, thick enough to blunt teeth and thorns. Grab the scruff. The skin slides. The badger twists inside a bite and faces out. Leverage follows. Jaws clamp, claws pry. Problem ends. Contact absorbed by thick skin. Built to shrug off rough handling. Against stings and quills, most never reach flesh. With snakes, toughness and technique reduce risk. Head seized, strike denied, not invincible. Resistant, not immune. Power comes from leverage. Powerful jaws built for bite force and torque. Think mechanics, hinge, teeth, and a neck that drives through. Bone, crack, shell, split. Claws add the pry and tear. Close, digging, cracking, opening tough packages. This isn't showmanship, it's engineering for violent moments. Most animals avoid fights. Injury ends futures. Honey badgers are built to take hits and keep moving. Skin deflects, muscles anchor, nerves tolerate. Grip test, rotate within hold, find the escape angle. The point is simple: access denied. Outcome: attackers waste energy. Technique over toxin, finish it fast. Jaws and claws end the encounter quickly. Design, not bravado. Loose skin offset from muscle, room to twist. Claws dig, pry, breach. Teeth shear, leverage through the jaw. One pass. Loose skin for the twist, thick hide for the hit. Jaws for crush, claws for breach. Purpose: endure the hit, end the fight quickly, not reckless. Optimized. Field note: most creatures avoid injury at all costs. Honey badgers lower that cost with armor. Result: they survive what stops others. A tough little engineer, built for the worst moments. Tools, not temper, for survival. Take hits, then walk away. The body armor that makes the honey badger legendary. Despite the reputation, honey badgers aren't angry brawlers. They're solitary. No herd, no pack, no backup, and backing down isn't their survival plan. So the strategy is simple: look costly, fast. Solitary, no herd, no pack, no backup. Intimidation is armor. Pilo erection, tail up, a stiff-legged advance. Then, a pungent warning from the anal glands, tasteful deterrent, while they hold their ground. Predators do the math and walk away. Lions, leopards, and hyenas often avoid after one bad experience. It's cost imposition. Make every attack too expensive to try again. Even at night they square up, then resume foraging when the threat fades. For honey badgers, aggression is a survival language. Now, how that language feeds them: diet and foraging. Diet of a fearless forager, nose to ground, heat, dust, scent threads in the air. It eats what the earth hides: rodents in burrows, ground nest birds, eggs cracked clean. Reptiles too: tough shells pried, plates levered, patience beating armor. Venomous snakes seized safely by the head. Insects and fat larvae, a protein windfall. Honey, sweet, guarded, irresistible. It finds underground hives by smell. Claws hook soil, paws lever stone, scent says dig. The earth gives up its pantry. Dig, pry, tear, constant motion, constant digging. Powerful claws, purpose-built. Burrows bloom open like doors. Meals don't run, they're uncovered. Rodents, birds, eggs, reptiles, even venomous snakes, insects, larvae, and honey rich with brood. Smell is the compass. Earth is the pantry. Claws are the key. They don't chase meals. They unearth them. Technique over speed, grit over glamour. A fearless forager, fed by persistence. From rodents to birds, eggs to reptiles. Even the snake that others avoid. Insects, larvae, and honey seal the feast. Unearthed, not chased, meal after meal. Intelligence and problem solving, captured in labs and in the wild. In captivity, some stack logs or rocks to climb out of enclosures. Others learn to work simple latches, nudging, lifting, and sliding to open gates. Given a barrier, they move objects as footholds, or choose a cleaner route around obstacles. They don't just react, they plan, testing options, remembering what works, trying again. Intelligence paired with durability makes them unpredictable, harder for predators to pin down. The result is quiet ingenuity, minds built to solve, adapt, and keep moving. Here's the cliffhanger. Meet the honey badger, tank-like, low, and unstoppable. Armor like hide, loose skin, thick neck. He's a strategist, digging, feinting, retreating, then striking from cover. Fearlessness isn't attitude, it's biology. Pain-dulling skin, dense muscle, steady nerves. At dusk, he slips home. A burrow mouth, warm and safe. Inside, a family waits. Part 2. Parenting, raising young, teaching survival. And speaking of curious creatures, hey, let's go check in on Nix, see what he's up to. Nix, you little shadow, what's the plan? Sneaking, obviously. Let's follow.
Hi, Dad. I love your stories. And if you at home enjoy them too, please, pretty please hit like and subscribe. It makes me so happy.
Hey, great job, Nix. Yeah, you earned that. Have a treat. All right, let's jump back in. In part 1, we uncovered why honey badgers have the reputation they do. It's not just an attitude, it's a masterclass in evolutionary design. We saw how they're built with that incredibly loose, thick, armored skin, a biological coat of mail that can turn a predator's bite into a minor inconvenience. We looked at their powerful jaws and those formidable earth-moving claws, tools that allow them to not only defend themselves, but to literally reshape their environment in search of food. And we explored their astonishing resistance to things that would be a death sentence for most other animals, enduring hundreds of bee stings, shrugging off porcupine quills, and even surviving the venom of deadly snakes. On top of all that, we saw the remarkable intelligence that lets them solve complex problems, turning every challenge into an opportunity. They don't act fearless. They're designed to survive things that would stop other animals instantly. But that's only half the story. Their physical toughness is forged and sharpened by something even more powerful: the bond between a mother and her cub. Because for all the aggression honey badgers show predators, they are remarkably careful, patient, and protective when it comes to their young. Female honey badgers raise their cubs alone. No partner, no group, no backup. just mother and cub in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Under cover of darkness, she moves with purpose, hunting, listening, and returning to the den to nurse, clean, and guard her fragile cub. Deep beneath the sun-baked earth, a new life begins. Cubs are born blind and utterly helpless into a subterranean nursery the mother digs herself. This cool, dark chamber is a fortress, a vital refuge from the scorching heat and the ever-present threat of predators roaming above. For the first few weeks of its fragile existence, the cub never leaves this den. Its entire world is the scent of its mother, the warmth of her body, and the life-sustaining milk she provides. This is a time of absolute dependence, a silent bond forged in darkness. But survival demands that the mother venture out alone. With no pack for support, the full weight of responsibility rests on her shoulders. She must constantly hunt, dig, and forage, patrolling her territory against rivals and dangers at every turn. Every calorie she finds is a calorie she can convert into nourishment for her cub, waiting patiently below. This relentless cycle of risk and return is the rhythm of their early life. She is the sole provider, the lone guardian. As the cub grows stronger, something fascinating happens. The mother's role begins to shift. She doesn't just protect it, she prepares it. She teaches it. A honey badger's legendary toughness is not born, it's made. Young honey badgers don't instinctively know how to fight venomous snakes or raid fortified beehives. These are not innate skills hardwired from birth. They are complex survival strategies that must be learned. And for a young cub, there is only one teacher, its mother. She is the sole keeper of this ancestral knowledge, and her lessons are patient, precise, and absolutely relentless. The curriculum is survival, and failure is not an option. The first lesson is in excavation. The mother demonstrates the art of digging, a skill central to their existence. It begins with reading the environment. She teaches the cub how to interpret the subtle signs of life hidden beneath the surface. A faint scent on the breeze, a patch of disturbed soil, the muffled sound of a beetle grub chewing on a root. She shows how to use the wind, approaching from downwind to avoid alerting burrowing prey. Then, the masterclass in technique begins. She shows which claws to use for breaking hard ground, and how to switch to the broader pads of her feet to shovel loose earth away with astonishing speed and efficiency. The cub watches, mesmerized by this display of power and purpose. Next, she teaches the dangerous art of handling prey. This is where her thick, loose skin becomes a critical teaching tool. She demonstrates how to approach a venomous snake with calculated caution, goading it into striking her protected hide. She shows the cub the 3 essential steps for a safe engagement. First, pin the prey with overwhelming body weight, immobilizing its primary weapon. Second, use her incredible agility to constantly reposition, staying clear of the strike zone. And third, deliver a swift, decisive bite to the back of the neck, ensuring the encounter ends as quickly as it began. It's a brutal, but necessary lesson in risk management. With the fundamentals established, the mother becomes a living map to the landscape's hidden larders. She leads her cub to a treasure trove of food sources that others can't reach. She'll pinpoint a wild beehive tucked deep within the roots of an ancient tree, demonstrating how to withstand the furious onslaught of stinging defenders to reach the prized honey and protein-rich larvae inside. She reveals burrows of rodents and reptiles concealed under sun-baked hardpan, territory too tough for most other predators to excavate. She even teaches the cub to follow the scent trails of leopards and jackals, locating the forgotten caches of meat they've hidden for later. But watching is not enough. The mother knows that mastery only comes through practice. She actively encourages the cub to test its skills on smaller, less dangerous prey, a clumsy beetle, a slow-moving scorpion, or a small lizard. These are low-stakes training sessions. She allows the cub to make mistakes, to be clumsy, to fail. And when it does, she patiently nudges it to try again, refining its technique, learning control, and building the confidence it will need for bigger challenges. This is a relentless, hands-on apprenticeship in the art of survival. Every day is a new lesson, every interaction a test. It is a deliberate and unforgettable education passed down from one generation to the next, because when this education is complete and the cub is finally grown, it will face the world alone, just as she does. This is why honey badgers are so confident. They're not reckless. They're highly trained from birth. Everything we see as aggression is actually the result of experience, durability, intelligence, and careful teaching. They don't guess their way through danger. They've been prepared for it. Here's the part most people miss. Honey badgers aren't the most aggressive animals in Africa. They're some of the most prepared. Prepared for pain. Prepared for conflict. Prepared for survival. What looks like fearlessness is actually education, biology, and instinct working perfectly together. And if you love seeing how animals teach survival, we dive into primate problem solving, family bonds, and the clever survival tricks they pass down. Don't miss Monkey Monday every Monday. Subscribe and join us next Monday. Hey, let's go check in on Rocky and his kids. Hey, enjoying our stories? Buy my dad a coffee. Thanks. On behalf of myself, my pups, and my dad, we thank you for watching.
Please remember to like
and subscribe. We get bones.
Christmas may be over, but you know what isn't? Cats and dogs still freezing, still hungry, still waiting. This winter, your local animal shelter needs help more than ever. Please donate today and help keep them warm, fed, and safe.